I'm so glad you guys are here this morning. If at any point you guys want to get up and get more drinks, more food, please feel free to make yourself at home, be comfortable, grab anything you want from the back. But I'm glad you guys are here this morning. I want to go ahead and get us kicked off. I want to just make mention of a couple quick things. I have no idea where the bathrooms are, if you need them. So, perfect. All right. So, there's somebody at most every table that knows where a bathroom is, so we're good. We're covered, right? That's good. I want to point out just a few people. One, I just want to thank Steve this morning for being a helping hand and making sure everybody's labeled and we can know who each other are. I know a lot of you guys in this room don't know each other, and so thank you to Steve for being a part. I also specifically want to mention out this year we've got two of my board members here with DOSA. Dan up here, raise your hand, Dan. Dan's here, and then also Russ Ekman in the back here. They both are men that serve on the board for DOSA, so my request from you guys is that at some point today, go visit with them, and you can share the good, the bad, and the ugly about what we do. So look forward to you guys connecting with them. I want to ask a question this morning, and this is something for you guys to ponder, and you're going to talk about this in your table discussions. One of the things that I've been encouraged for the last several years is you guys want more time to talk with one another at the table. So we're going to have several breakouts. You guys have a schedule at your table, because if you're anything like me, I kind of like to know what the day looks like. I want to know what the plan is. I want to know where we're going, what's ahead, and what the expectations are. So you guys have the schedule there. You can see what it looks like. But we're going to have 3 different breakout sessions that you guys will talk at your tables. For the first breakout session, there's a question on there, and I just want to touch on it right now, is what is something that someone saw in you that you didn't yet know that you know now? And that's one of the things I want to talk about this morning specifically, because one of the questions I get is why Dad's on special assignment. See, men, the reality is we have been given this special assignment, and I want us to think about our U.S. military for a second. We have multiple branches of our U.S. military. Has anybody served in here in the military? Please raise your hand. Hey, let's give these guys a round. Thanks. Man, thank you for your service. But one thing we know about the U.S. military is they have several branches of military, and within those branches of the military, they have special units. These men that serve in those special units have been trained and equipped in unique ways to handle circumstances that most men can't endure, right? That is what the special assignment is that you've been given, because there's somebody who saw something in you that you didn't yet see, that knew that you were the right one equipped for the position. And there's intense training that you guys have undergone in order to be able to endure, and that's why you're here today. You're here today because you desire to fulfill the role that God has placed in your life, and you want to mature in it, and you want to grow in it, and you want to expand your knowledge, your capability, to be more mentally and physically and spiritually equipped to fulfill the role that God has called you to. See, in Ephesians 2:10, it says that we are His workmanship, created by God for good works. And see here, I'm doing it already. I'm getting nervous. I forget the scripture. For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Men, I want you to think about this for a minute. We are God's workmanship. He created us, created every single one of us in this room, but even more importantly, He created your kids. And He determined that you are the right man for the job. But it goes on to say that God prepared beforehand. See, we have to understand, God knew well in advance of the role that you would be playing today. And He determined that this was your special assignment. But then it goes on to say that we should walk in them. Men, that's exactly what you're doing today. You're walking in it. You recognize the special assignment God has given you, and you've decided to show up and be present and serve and be faithful to your family, to your kids, to your friends. That's why you're here. So I want to address the reality for me when I get people ask about why it's DOSA. I think about this room. There are things each one of you have endured in this room that everyone outside this room hasn't endured. I want you guys to see the men in this room. I want you to look around at the men in this room and recognize that this is a special unit. This is a unit of men that are uniquely equipped because of what God has called you to in order to fulfill that role. Now, the beautiful thing that I know you guys are going to love about today is you don't get to listen to me all day. I've got 3 other people that are going to be talking today. So, but I do want to just share a little bit about my family. I know some of you don't know some of the specifics, but Heidi and I have been married 22 years. We officially have 6 kids. And the qualifier for me is my 16-year-old son, Landon, who's nonverbal, who has very limited mobility, and has a chronic seizure disorder, even with multiple medications. And that's why this exists. That's why we do what we do. Many of you have been to these events before. We are trying to expand the reach because here's the reality. Like what I mentioned earlier, that no one out here really understands what you and here are facing, that statement's not true. There's a lot of men out there that belong in here, but they don't yet know about it. So here's the deal, guys. You have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to connect and engage those around you and grab that other brother and pull them in, right? Because we need each other. We desperately need each other. So that's why this is Dad's on special assignment. Dads are never intended to do this alone. You guys have heard this from me a lot, but I just want to reiterate that fact. Landon's actually doing really well. I know many of you have asked. Landon's had 1 seizure in almost 2 months. He's on 2 medications. He's improving, but there's a lot that we still navigate. There's some questions we're going to talk about this afternoon that have been asked. Every single one of your stories looks different. But the reality is many of you have the same questions. You have the same thoughts. Many of you have shared life together. I look around this room and I look at the guys that have participated in our DOSA Connect. I look at the guys that have been a part of our Bixby group, our Broken Arrow group, guys that have gone through the Challenge series. I love what I see developing in this room is relationships with other men who have your back, who are willing to walk through the challenges with you, that love you. And I know for me, I've had the privilege of having several of you in this room be that for me. And several of you men in this room have stood beside me and locked arms and said, I'm in this with you. I'm in this fight with you because I love you. I believe wholeheartedly that many of you in this room don't even know each other yet. And yet there's a connection, there's a bond, because when we think about those special units, when they train together, when they serve together, when they fight together, it develops a brotherhood that's unshakable and it's lifelong. And that's really my desire, is my desire is for you men to take that to heart, to understand the role that you play, how important days like today are, because it's easy to not do it, right? And so I want us to be open to that as we go on today. You know, we call this the DOSA Gather because we are gathering together. We're coming together as a single body, a single unit. And so as you guys have your conversations today at your tables, I'm just going to ask a few things of you. Many of you know this about me. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be real. It's okay to share what's really going on deep down inside, because if there's anybody that understands it and that can relate, they're sitting right next to you. If you can't share it here, then where are you going to share it at? The space is for that purpose. This is for that reason. This is a safe place for you to connect and to grow and to ask the tough questions. Guys, there's questions in here today that are tough. But again, this life isn't easy. But I don't think we've been called to an easy life. We've been called to a life that God has, according to Ephesians 2, told us that He put in place beforehand. And I've already had a conversation with a few of the men in this room that have specifically told me that they love their child dearly because of what their child has shown them and what their child has taught them. And I know we could go around the room and we could share story after story after story. But not every story is like that. Some of them are tough. One of the things that we're going to learn today is we're going to learn how to delight in our kids, even when they're difficult.